The average guy will fuck like 1 girl a year if he's lucky. The average guy sleeps with 7 women in a lifetime. And I mean, dude, like I got laid in first day boot camp, pretty much no effort. And I kind of just did it to flex on you guys, to be honest. Like I don't really need to. I kind of just did it to just flex on you guys. Just be like, yeah, fuck you, I got laid. This is real, this is possible, right? Fuck, I want to take like videos of it and shit. Just like post in the group chat. But the thing is, this girl was so shy. I don't want to make her uncomfortable. She was so like nervous. She told me she doesn't leave the house. She's a nerd. She's like left the house 4 times in the last year since she moved to Toronto last year, like 1 year ago. She barely leaves the house. She just studies and she just goes to this class and goes home and just like chills, right? And this girl's hot as fuck. And she just goes to the gym. She runs track and plays football. But like that's it. She's just sports. A wicked body, bro. Like a phenomenal body, right? And so here's the thing too, right? This is why yesterday I'm looking at this girl and I'm thinking, man, most guys have no chance. Like unless you come to a boot camp in modern society, it's like, it's really difficult to figure this stuff out. Because like pre-COVID, it was still easy to learn game on your own. You still kind of need mentorship. Bro, now it's like almost impossible to learn game on your own. You can't even get in the club. You guys wouldn't have gone to the club yesterday if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't have gone to the venue. So you guys wouldn't have even gotten in the club. You guys wouldn't have even gotten in the club. So yesterday, when I met up with this girl, she was shy from the get-go. She started shit testing me right away because I'm like, oh, how old are you? She's like, 19. I'm like, oh, cool. She's like, how old are you? I'm like, fuck. Shouldn't have asked her because I didn't know how old she was. I'm like, 27. And she's like, oh my God, you're like a grandpa. I'm like, yeah, I'm a man. Are you intimidated? And she's like, well, I can like wheel you. She's like, well, I'm gonna put you in like the old age home soon. I'm like, yeah, you can wheel me around in a wheelchair. So I'm passing her shit test by agreeing and amplifying because women will shit test you. When you try to act confident, they want to test because like they're testing your gangsta. They're testing to see, is this guy really the guy he portrays himself to be? That's what they're looking. They're like, is this guy really the guy he's making himself seem to be? This confident, charismatic man. So they'll shit test you. Say with me, shit test. So how do you pass a shit test? Does anyone know? You agree and amplify. Say with me, agree and amplify.
Agree and amplify.
So girls like, you're short. What would you say? Yes. Sure am, baby. Usually I'll be like, oh yeah, my ex was 5'11". I'm like, yeah, I love tall girls. My ex was 5'11", right? Which is, by the way, it's like, I've definitely had multiple ex-girlfriends. I had an ex, like kind of like an ex I was seeing in Mexico who was like 6'3". This bitch was a foot taller than me, bro. This bitch was a foot tall. I'm talking about this other chick. Her name is, she's also like 10 years older than me. I would have been 24, she'd been 33. So she would have been like 9 years older than me. She was also 6'3". She was hot though, like super hot. The yoga teacher, super banging body. This bitch was 6'3". I see Michael smiling because Michael loves older girls. He's like, I didn't expect Justin to like go for these like milfy bitches. But yeah, no, I had my phase where I go for like older girls. Now I like the younger girls. When I was younger, I liked older girls. Now I'm older, I like younger girls, right? It's interesting how it works. So anyway, the whole point with yesterday, we didn't amplify. So we're upstairs, we're hanging out, and bro, I'm not even like pushing her, like offer a drink. Dude, she didn't want a drink. She didn't want water. I'm just like, chilling, we're just chatting. She's super into me. So I like almost right away, I'm like, hey, like, can I kiss you? She's like, yeah, we started making out, right? But she was super shy and she was very chill and laid back. So I didn't push it. I was just like, don't worry, like we don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with. If, I'm like, sweetheart, don't worry. If I'm too pushy, let me know. We're just like, yeah. No, so I'm like, if I'm too pushy, let me know. So I don't make you comfortable. Just lots of statements of empathy, right? So then I'm like, oh, I have to charge my phone. Come with me. So we go lay down my bed and charge my phone because I actually did have to charge my phone. We're laying in my bed, charge my phone, right? She actually, when I laid down actually, she actually immediately got on top of me, like immediately got on top of me. So she was kind of escalating on me, like letting me know she's interested. So I'm like joking about how like we can wrestle. I flip her around, I'm on top of her, making out with her, right? I'm like rubbing her like under her skirt, but like she's got like a skirt, so it's like, do you know what a skirt is? Like a shortened skirt where it's like there's no access. It's like an actual cock block, right? And she wouldn't let me take it off. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, hey, we don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Say it with me. We don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
We don't have to do anything you want to do.
We don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with.
We don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with.
Don't worry, like no pressure. Like if I'm too much, let me know, right? Say it with me. If I'm too much, let me know.
I'm too much, let me know.
I was saying those things, right? And she's like, you can see she's softening up. She's like, wow, this guy's so respectful, so nice. Women are not used to men being respectful. Women are not used to men being gentlemen. I'm the perfect gentleman when I hang out with women, dude. I am the perfect gentleman. Open the car door. I'll do it for my mom or my sister or my girlfriend, right? I fucking always make sure they're safe. I'm always keeping an eye out. I'm always like walking behind them, open doors. Like I'm a perfect gentleman to make sure like, it's almost like too much, but it's like I'm the perfect gentleman. but I'm not a bitch, right? So I backed off, right? But then I was like, hey, like, I want to try something. So I busted a vibrator, started using a vibrator on her. She loved it. So I'm like, can I take this off? And now she's letting me take her skirt off, right? That I'm fingering her. Then the vibrator dies. I'm like, God damn it. So again, most guys would have no idea how to move forward in these situations, but I've got so much experience, I know how to move forward super easy without making her uncomfortable in any way, right? So vibrator dies, I go in the drawer, I'm like digging for another vibrator. So I look at the, like my power bar, it turns out one of my girlfriends unplugged all the chargers for my vibrators. I wonder why she unplugged all my chargers from my vibrators. Why, does anyone know? Sabotage. She's trying to sabotage, because she knows what it is. She's trying to sabotage me with these other bitches. God damn it. Because I look at it, I'm like, fuck, my vibrator's dead. But I found like a battery powered vibrator, still has batteries in, so I started using that. And she's great, she's coming, et cetera, whatever. So I finger her, right? And then take her panties off. And I'm fingering her, just turn around, fucking her like with my hand, doggy style. I'm like, so I take my pants out, I'm like, do you want to see my dick? And she's like, yeah. Take my dick out. And then like, I have this like go-to line. I'm like, this is Patrick. And she starts laughing. She's like, oh yeah, that's so funny, right? Because it gets rid of the tension and the awkwardness of taking your dick out. Like, think about how smart that is. I take my dick out and it gets rid of the tension and the awkwardness of like, oh, this is my dick, surprise. So I'm like, oh, this is Patrick, right? So she starts laughing. So you deal with it through humor. Again, it's agreeing, amplifying, right? Does it make sense? It's actually very strategic, very, very intelligent. I've done it with hundreds of women. By the way, I named my dick after my friend Patrick. I hadn't seen him in years. I saw him at a bachelor party last year. He's like married and like chill. Like he's like my first wingman, but he got a girlfriend right away. She cheated on him. Got another girlfriend, got married, right? So he's been like a handful of girls. I slept with hundreds, right? And I saw him at a bachelor party. Side note, this is a side note. You remember Patrick? You fucking remember Patrick? Dude, I didn't see him in years. And I'm like, Patrick, every time I pull a bitch, I tell them my dick says Patrick. That's like the first thing I said to him after I hadn't seen him in years. And he's just like, what the fuck? Like, so anyway, back to the pull story. Right? She wouldn't let me put my dick in her. Like, it's not that she knows, I was like, can I put my dick in? She just got like really nervous, like, mm-mm. I'm like, oh God, right? And like, you don't want to make the girl uncomfortable. You don't want to do anything unconsensual. So like, you have to ask, hey, like, can I do this? Like, can we move forward? Whatever, right? So I was trying to figure out like, why is she not comfortable? Does she have a boyfriend? She scared me. She's gonna STD for me, right? Here's what it was. So I'm like, can I put a condom on? And she's like, yeah. She's like very enthusiastic, like, yeah, put a condom on. So put a condom on, and then boom, she's ready to fuck. So then I later asked her, are you on birth control? It's because she's not on birth control. She doesn't want to get pregnant. She's a medical student. So she doesn't want to get pregnant. But it's gonna be difficult to have that conversation because she feels nervous. She's met me, but she's attracted to me, but she didn't feel safe enough yet. She told me like some horror story. She had a Tinder guy who's like stalking her in the past. Does it make sense? So she's attracted to me, wants to hook up, but doesn't want to feel uncomfortable. And she's nervous, she doesn't really know me yet. Does it make sense? So we end up hooking up, and right after sex, we would chat for a bit. And then I sat down with her in the bed and I just stared her in the eyes and I'm like, you are an amazing woman. I'm so glad I met you. You are so sexy, right? She's probably not used to guys talking like this. A lot of guys, even if she's hooked up in the past, probably awkward. And I'm like, I just gotta be honest with you, like my mouth is watering. Like I cannot believe how attractive you are. And I'm blown away with how amazing your body is. I can tell you worked really hard. I can tell you do sports. Like I'm blown away how sexy you are. And I think you're an amazing woman. I really want to see you again. And she was just like, oh my God, you're gassing me up. Oh my God. Like, she's like, she pretty much like, wow. I mean, like she pretty much said like she's gonna feel good about herself for the next week. So what am I doing? Does anyone know what I'm doing there? I'm validating her, which is also solidifying the way she feels around me. Because now she knows that she feels good emotions around me. Does that make sense? She knows she's gonna feel good emotions around me. Okay? Which is gonna make her wanna come back and spend more time with me. Does that make sense? Well, why would I wanna do that? She keeps coming back because she's hot as fuck. This girl's hot as fuck. She told me she's never even been to a club in Toronto because she's too scared. She has such bad social anxiety. But she's hot as fuck. I'm like, sweetheart, don't worry. If you come out with me, like I will take care of everything. We'll have security. Like you don't have to worry about anything. Clean by my side the entire night. Like we'll treat you in the most amazing time. Bring out your girlfriends. Why would I say bring out your girlfriends? Why do I say that?
Comfort for her as well.
It's comfort for her, but it's also
For you.
gonna meet all our hot girls. Yeah. Right? And content. I'm just thinking the content. If this girl's hot, she probably has really hot girlfriends. And I get sick fucking content. You know what I'm saying? And then like, maybe end up fucking friends or whatever. Have a threesome. Michael ends up getting his dick sucked. Whoever, for the boys. For the boys. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's such an eloquent, elegant, seamless pull. Right? Most guys would have no idea how to deal with these social nuances. But this is why empathy is so important. You really got to get into like Like put yourself in her shoes. Like walk on, and I'm gonna teach you empathy later, but you literally gotta but like I think this is like you gotta work on this big time, you gotta work on this big time, you gotta work on this big time, you gotta work on this big time. You actually have this down kind of. You gotta imagine what it's like being this woman. What it's like to feel what she's feeling. What it's like to feel like what it's like to be her and how she's feeling. Instead of thinking about how you're feeling. Instead of thinking, how am I feeling? My approach anxiety. Do you understand she has being approached anxiety? Do you understand she also has social anxiety? Do you guys understand how it works? She has all these issues too. She's nervous. And that's why she's got to go get wasted at the bar or whatever. That's why these bitches have drinking issues. Because they have so much anxiety, right? So be the guy who can help get her out of her own way. And things will go so amazing, dude. It'll be so smooth. You won't have to worry about shit. You really won't have to worry. Like you really won't have to worry about anything, right? They'll just want to hook up. They'll want to have a good time with you. Does it make sense, guys?